Hello. Today we're going to talk about Black Lives Matter. And I know for some of you, your eyes just rolled into the back of your head and you've thrown yourself on the floor and you're kicking and screaming because you are so tired of hearing the phrase Black Lives Matter. But that's exactly why we're going to talk about it, because it's important that you give yourself the opportunity to consider a different point of view and perhaps grow from it and be better for it, because Black Lives Matter. First and foremost, Black Lives Matter does not mean that your life matters any less. Doesn't mean that anybody else's life matters any less. Black Lives Matter is a statement. It is an affirmation. It is a declaration of what is not universally known, at least on appearances, or accepted in this country. You have to state what people act like they don't know. Today is a beautiful sunny day. Nobody's going to go outside and come running back in the house and say, oh, the sky is blue. Everybody knows the sky is blue. Everybody expects that on a sunny day, the sky will be blue. But if they went outside and saw something different and came in now, that would get your attention. That's what Black Lives Matter is about. Black Lives Matter is declaring that is not universally known or accepted in the United States for Black people. The easiest way to understand Black Lives Matter to me is if you have 3 children and they're playing in the yard and one of them gets hurt. When you go outside, are you going to go to the other 2 that are fine, or are you going to go straight to the one that's hurt? Because all children matter. So are you going to make the one who is hurt wait for you to get to them? Or are you going to go and tend to their needs right away? Because they are the one that needs the help right now. If your house is on fire, and the fire department is coming, do you want them to stop and squirt water on every house on the street leading to yours because all houses matter? Or do you want them to get to your house because your house is on fire? You're taking on damage. Time is of the essence. You need their attention and their expertise and their time right now. That's what Black Lives Matter is about. Black Lives Matter, again, is declaring what apparently is not universally known. You have to declare Black Lives Matter because law enforcement, if you've been watching the news for any particular time, law enforcement doesn't always universally act like Black Lives Matter. So you have to declare Black Lives Matter. You have to declare Black Lives Matter in terms of the healthcare system, because Black people are not treated the same way as other people are treated. So you have to declare Black Lives Matter. You have to declare Black Lives Matter in the education system, because some teachers and administrators and staff don't act like they know that Black Lives Matter. So you have to declare Black Lives Matter. If you can say all lives matter and you understand blue lives matter, but you choke on Black Lives Matter, it's because you have a problem with the word black. And that's unattractive. It may not be the way you want to see yourself, but you can't change what you don't acknowledge. If you can say all those other things, but you can't understand or wrap your head around Black Lives Matter, then you have a problem. So what do you do about it? Well, for one thing, stop being ruled by fear. Stop believing all of the crap that you see on Fox News. Ask somebody else what Black Lives Matter means. Black Lives Matter is important right now because our house is on fire, because our kids are being hurt disproportionately. And something needs to be done. Our house needs attention. We're taking on damage, and we need to do something about it. So Black Lives Matter is being declared to policymakers and legislators, and even to average Americans like you. Because if you can't support Black Lives Matter, then you don't really believe that all lives matter either. You really don't. In the United States, white fear is more important than Black death. White discomfort gets more attention than Black injustice. That's just the way it is. And it's not right, because Black people are included in that whole we the people thing. We're Americans too. Black Lives Matter doesn't mean that you will have any less rights, any less freedoms, that anything that you have right now is going to be diluted because now other people are being treated the same way as you. That's not what that means at all. And if that is your fear, it is irrational. Critically think about this. Isn't it possible, from what you have seen, not just in recent history, that throughout the years, that maybe there is something to this Black Lives Matter thing? How many white children do you remember in the course of history that were followed by a mob of Black people spitting at them, calling them names while they tried to go to school? How many white people have you seen being beaten and kicked on their way to vote by a mob of angry Black people? How many white children have you seen shoved and bullied on a school bus simply because they were trying to get an education? How many white people have you seen being killed on camera with a Black officer's knee on their neck? How many white people have you heard of that have been shot in their bed while they were sleeping by Black officers, and yet no one has been arrested? Black Lives Matter. If we are ever going to move forward, then we have to look at the good, the bad, and the ugly in our society, but also in all of us. And if you can't declare that Black Lives Matter while you are also waving a flag and shouting, "We the people," then you are the problem. Black Lives Matter. Black Lives Matter.